Hello, my friends, and welcome to McFarland's Corner. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork guide. Going to give you a Lake Fork rundown. We're going to get you caught up to speed on the Big Bass Splash and the Berkeley event. Those two events, the biggest events of the year, going all the way back, September, the Big Bass Splash, and now October, the Berkeley. They were great events. We're going to catch you up on some of the statistics and what happened in those events. Tell you a little bit about the lake and how the lake is fishing. Big shout out to all our sponsors before we go there. Remember J-Hod Chevrolet out of Sulphur Springs. If you're looking to buy new, go check those guys out. Tell them I sent you. If you're just needing service, this is the best service locally you're going to find. Very dependable, beautiful shop that they've got. Go check them out. Go see J-Hod Chevrolet in Sulphur Springs. Tell them Mike McFarland sent you. The lake. Lake is in good shape. 407.6, 407.1 basically, which is 2 foot 3 inches below full pool. 0 to 1 clarity, 69.71 degrees. We have cooled down over 20 degrees from August, September temperatures, okay? Let's just say August, in 2 months. So we've come down 20. We were 89 and 90 degrees in August, September. And here we are, 6 weeks, 8 weeks later, and we're 20 degrees cooler. The lake is not showing signs of nasty turnover this year. I believe in August, when we had the hurricane come through, backed by the following week of cold, cool front, it broke the summer thermocline back then in August, and it really never redeveloped. So I saw yellow bubbles more the latter part of August than I do today. Maybe some turnover down south, but listen, this morning I was up in the northern ends, fingers and arms, and they look great. The lake was turning over. Those northern ends would be nasty water right now. No film on my boat. At the end of the day, not a single bit of film on my boat. That is all I need to know, that the lake is not turned over. Before we go any further, I want to clarify the turnover. The turnover scientifically happens in 24 hours. That's the two water columns flip. The top goes to the bottom and the bottom comes to the top. Flip-flop of temperatures, two different water columns. That happens in 24 hours, and when it's happening, you and I don't even know it. It's the aftermath, okay? The aftermath, kind of like when you take chemotherapy and cancer. You're not sick from the cancer, you're sick from the chemotherapy. The aftermath is horrific. So the aftermath of a turnover for a week or 2 or 3, you see that nasty methane gases, yellow bubbles, etc. It's not there. It's just not there this year, which is awesome. However, let's talk about fishing and what actually has happened. And before we do, I want to remind you guys of a few things. We do a lot more here than just bass fishing in these reports. Right now, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of crappie before we talk about the bass. Then we'll talk about the bass. Jackie Wickens says that Lake Fork, crappie on Fork is getting even better as water temperatures drop back into the 70s. You can find fish right now all over the lake in almost any depth between 12 to 58 feet. You can also find fish on almost every type of structure. We are seeing some on brush piles. Sorry, I had to scroll there. We're seeing some on brush piles. We're seeing them on laydowns, bridges, road beds. The best fish are definitely on timber. You've been focusing on timber areas and creek channels. We'll see more fish hitting the deeper water as the temperatures drop and they start moving to more of a winter pattern. So minnows are still the dominant bait for them, but small hand-tied jigs are starting to produce again. And the soft plastics should start producing bait catches as well. Remember, when it gets to the summertime, the minnows are the only way you can catch some of those crappie. Overall bite will get even better than it already is and deeper as we push into winter. If you're interested in catfish, it's always the same on Fork. Find a big ball of bait, usually a creek swing or something, and put some cattle cubes down. Come back a few hours later or the next day. You won't believe how many catfish you can actually catch in a very limited time. But let's talk bass fishing, all right? I know that's why you're here. So up before the Big Bass Splash, the lake was cool trending, starting on the fall swing, and fishing was awesome. Big Bass Splash, as we mentioned in past rundowns, had 21 over the slot fish weighed in. The difference is the Berkeley had 4. In fact, let's give you the Berkeley statistics, and then we'll kind of compare and explain what's going on. So here's your Berkeley statistics. First place was 818. Second big fish was 811. Third big fish was a 791. So actually, the way I was seeing this, it was 3, not 4. I could be wrong. So I think 3. Why is that doing that? It's going to be down. There was 3. Only 3 overs is what I'm seeing here in the statistics. But you can go to Bass Champs and see the statistics. And a 279 was the big over, and 818, under. 279 big under, 818 big over. Where are the 10 pounders? How do we go from 21 overs in the Bass Champs to only 3 or 4 in Berkeley? This happens every year. It's always that way. What is it? What's the answers? Why? Where are the 10 pounders? Don't know. I think sheer pressure. I think having those 2 events back to back within 6 weeks or less, 4 weeks apart, realistically, is just too much. But again, the fishing was great before the Berkeley. Every single dock that we fished pretty much had fish on it. Friday before the tournament, I run around with some great clients. And we got bid all over the place. We got bid on brush piles, on secondary points and mainline points. We got bid on docks. We got bid on some spinnerbait bites in between here and there. The bite was there. I went out today and 0. Not a single bite. This morning I had a great man. Wanted to learn not just about fall or today's type fishing, overall general fishing. Wanted to grow, learn and widen his variety of information about bass. And I normally don't fish with my clients, but today, since it was just one guy, I put my head down and I fished hard and never got a bite. So you had 2,100 anglers in the Big Bass Splash. You had over 1,200 anglers in this event. That's 3,300 anglers hitting the lake in a 4-week period. Tournament style, dragging the fish around in a live well, if applicable. That's just too much. So I cleared all the Berkeley stuff off. Berkeley's behind us for the year, but I will still be using Berkeley baits. I will tell you that here's my fishing information for you. It'll settle. Let the lake settle. Give it a week, okay? Things are going to come around. Weather patterns look great. We're stable. I think we're in for a really good November. As we do start to cool down here a little bit more, we get in the mid-60s. These fish are going to fire off. Remember that 60 to 64 is when they spawn. They're happy at 58, 60, 62 degrees. They're happy, okay? So we got happy fish right now. We have their favorite temperatures, 60s. They're going to fire up. They're going to have a fall feast pretty soon. Spinner baits, believe it or not, I'm still going to pretty much, I've learned in the past years to just stay the course, which is, I've been fishing Berkeley now hard for a week or 2 or whatever. Just keep fishing it. It works. So between the little square bill, the spinner bait, the underspin, some top waters, your cloth plastics, you just got to mix it up, go fishing. Definitely stay shallow and go back and just kind of stay with the reports that I've been giving you. Docks, the right docks, points, secondary points, things like that, right? That's what I got. If you want more information, which, believe it or not, today I don't have a whole lot more information to share in my members only channel, but I have a private channel, subscribe based only, members only channel, that we actually share much more details about Lake Fork, specific baits, specific areas, techniques, locations. We also share a bunch of other lakes in the northeast Dallas, Texas area. We share Possum Kingdom, we share Lavon, Bodark, Hubbard, Tawakoni, Athens, sometimes Palestine, O.H. Ivy, Hawkins, Welsh, and more. So I give a lot of reports there, other places to go fishing. If that's what you're looking for, you're saying, man, I don't want to fish Fork this week. I know it's going to be messed up because of the Berkeley event and everything, and those poor fish have been beat up. I want to go somewhere else. Subscribe to my members only channel. Look at the description below. Click on the link. Become a member, and you get access to a whole lot more information. All right? Don't forget to hit the like button, comment below. Wish you all great fishing. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork Guy.